Hello and welcome everyone to another episode. Yes, so I've always decided, we are sending a fuel mission to Minmus. I really want to test out this landing pad thing that I've created, and I want to really see if it works, and if it is 100% stable, and yeah, I just want to test it all out, and I don't really want to proceed any further with the base until we do this test to see how well it works. Whether it be a failure or not, I am not going to cut it out or anything like that. So if it is a epic failure, then I probably will end up changing things up a little bit. But you know, I have a few different ideas as far as what we're gonna do with this landing pad thing, and I ended up thinking about maybe changing it already with basically using the struts instead of using the six-way coupler piece, whatever you want to call it, six-way docking port thing. Mabobber, I can't think of the name of it right now, so that's what it's called, thingamabobber. Yeah, so anyways, I'm really curious as to see whether it works or not, and I'm thinking that it's going to work, but I'm thinking also that it is going to be something I'm gonna have to be very sensitive with. It's going to be one of those things that, you know, if you look at it the wrong way, it's gonna break. But you know, I really don't know yet, so whatever. So I ended up redesigning a refueler, sort of, for this mission. Not like in a way that, you know, basically the refueler is going to, not the way that like the refuelers that I have in orbit or the ones I've created beforehand, but basically it's kind of along the same lines as that. It's just not as, I don't think it holds as much fuel, and I don't think it has as much of everything else on it as, you know, some of my older refuelers. But I really don't want, the one thing I was looking forward to, you know, the one thing I was looking out for is to not create a huge amount of parts where landing this thing will be insanely hard, and also I didn't want to really create something that is just cumbersome while flying. So this is kind of the best design I got. As we get closer to landing, you'll be able to see it a little bit better, but we basically have a huge amount of fuel storage, which the fuel storage itself is not only going to be just for refueling, it will be for, you know, fuel, or I mean not fuel, but it will be the same fuel supply that the engines run off of. So that was kind of one of the little design things that I figured it would be worth having instead of having a dedicated fuel source, which I think probably wouldn't work out as well. The only thing it's going to cause problems is as I'm refueling, I won't be able to transfer out specific amounts, so that is going to be kind of a pain. I will be able to do certain little things with trickery with the base, as far as, because the base has a few different size fuel tanks on it, I can transfer out fuel in a way that will allow me to just to take off and get into orbit. So that's going to be, you know, it will be alright. I'm really hoping. The main thing with refueling that you always want to have is different size tanks. That way you can transfer over an accurate amount of fuel, because with the fuel transfer system the way it is right now, you just transfer over amounts and that's it. You're not really picking any specific amount. It's just whatever the game will let you transfer over. So if you are lower on fuel or high on fuel, then, you know, I'm pretty sure most of you guys know this, but it's just kind of like, alright, so we've reached orbit. Time to close. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. But basically, you know, if I were to transfer fuel from this tank to this tank, even though they're both full, say if I were to cut it off halfway and I only wanted to put half in this tank, I would actually have to make sure that this is at exactly, that would be 55, and this would have to be exactly at 45. So that kind of causes problems because you have to sit there and you'll be transferring back and forth until it gets there. So it's easier just to have smaller tanks and bigger tanks that you can just kind of jump in between. So let's see, we got to get our inclination fixed, and yeah, and then we'll be on our way to Minmus, hopefully. But I also put some RCS storage on here, not a lot, but I put some on here. And there is also some xenon as well. Xenon isn't really that important to me, so I only put 4 tanks. You can see I put the radial mount tanks. It's not really that important to me, but I put it on there anyways because I have a few ideas I would like to test on Minmus, but I really, there's really no usability as far as, like, it really isn't that useful as far as what I want to do. And the one thing I thought would be cool is making like a ion powered lander, but I don't think it's even possible, at least for Minmus. The amount of electricity you would need and fuel you would need, the electricity you would need and everything else, and I don't see it being feasible. It would be a cool idea, but I just don't. Slowing down and speeding up, getting up to 100 meters a second with even 20 ion engines would be annoying. So right now I just stick to the basic rocket engines, because, or at least the nuclear engines, because at least you're getting fuel savings and it's a little bit better. It isn't the best, but it is pretty good. So let's just do this burn real quick. I've been having a few problems with this rocket. The back part of it kind of breaks off here and there. Whoa. We need to turn on SAS, not RCS. So, alright. There we go. Oh my god. Hopefully this inclination isn't off. Otherwise I'll have to fix it when I speed this up. And yeah, I'm going to speed it up here in a little bit. It's 1 degree. So anyways, guys, I'm just going to, shoot us over to Minmus like I normally do, and I'll see you then. And we are back, guys. Yeah, so, the frickin' moon was trolling me on the way here. I can't deal with that. You know, I was trying to get here. I don't know if you guys watch fully, but, basically, the moon was getting in the way of my burn, you know, to get here. So every single time I'd set up an encounter, no matter where I was, I eventually just switched to something that was a little bit further away so I could speed up time. I'm just like seriously, everything is trying to make it so I can't do this. I was getting angry a little bit, but whatever. Yeah, so I ended up just quick saving a little bit. You know, I ended up setting up our burn and all that other good stuff, and hopefully we can get down here with a little bit of problems. And I'm still trying to figure out exactly where I need to set up. I'm thinking somewhere maybe around the top of this hill where I need to set up my burn. That way, by the time I fall, I'll fall basically right on top of the base. So, but right now, I mean, it's looking pretty good as it is. It looks like we're going to come down right on top of the base, which is perfect. So I'll just slow this down a little bit. You know, I'll let this fall, and I'm gonna do a burn just going straight up. That way we can bleed off some of the speed right now, because we are going way too fast over the surface here. So this is looking pretty good. I think we need to end up going more that way once again. Oh my god, yeah. So just slow this down here. I think we're gonna be okay. It looks like we're more in between these 2 points than you know, smack dead on. I really want to get it to the point where we're almost dead on. So I mean, it's not like I'm really using a lot of fuel to do this stuff. I mean, especially Minmus landings aren't really that. You don't really burn that much fuel to land on it, so I'm not too concerned. So I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I ended up changing the design compared to the sky cranes I've been using. And as you guys can see, I mean, I have 4 engines on this thing. I ended up doing that because with 3 engines like I had before, well, actually I think it has 6 engines, but with the 3-way design, or whatever you want to call it, that triangle-like design, it really isn't working out that well. I mean, I'm not saying that it doesn't work, I'm just saying that it's really causing me to overshoot in using lots of fuel. So that is the main reason for all of that. So I ended up putting 8 docking ports, or not 8 docking ports, 8 RCS thruster blocks on here, to just so I have very, very good control, because basically we're going to be sky craning in, and then afterward, you know, everything else should come together slowly. But I am hoping that a few things actually work on there. I don't know if there's power at this base yet. I wanted to test this out before we really do all the power testing and all that other good stuff, to make sure that, you know, in fact, everything is going to work the way I have planned. Now, let's see. Alright, we need to do a little bit of a burn this way. It's easier to do your burns up here. I should mention, when you're landing, if you're trying to land stuff, it's always easier to do your burns a lot higher. That way, I mean, you'll still be off by a little bit, but by the time you get down to the surface, a few, you know, 100 feet or so, then it really starts to show there is like how far or how well you were doing as far as your burns are concerned. So, and it looks like we're just about over top of the base. I really don't think we need to change much. Just burn off the rest of the speed. This will be my first landing on a docking port, so I don't know how well this is going to work. I feel like we're pretty lined up as it is right now. You know, I think all we need to do is come down just a little bit. I'm a little concerned though, but I think we'll be okay. I think we're off. I think we're off to the, if you were to say that we're like kind of near the back of the base in a way. Now I did quick save everything just in case if some freaky thing happens. Now there are lights on this landing pad, so I guess eventually at some point we should be seeing the light on this tank eventually. I really don't know. So just edge this over a little bit. And I think just bring it back here in a second. Alright, that's looking good. And once again, I hope nothing catastrophic happens at this base. I hope that the base doesn't jump around or something like it's been doing. But we should see, okay, yeah, we do. We got the lights from the landing pad that are actually hitting our craft now. So, I am pretty well lined up. We need to go off to the right a little bit here. And speed up a little bit too. I'm getting a little too close for my liking. Wow. This is pretty intense here. Just keep it at a hover. And SAS, or RCS, I should say. Whoa, 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 whoa. I need to cancel out that speed. We're going off to the left or something like that. Come on. Stop it. Oh, I think it's... yeah, I should just line my engines up now, shouldn't I? And that will probably help bleed off that speed now, wouldn't it? Yeah! The amazing things you can do in this game. So this is going to be a little bit weird. It's got to be probably one of the most awkward dockings I've ever done. I should change it over to chase cam, but I don't think it will really make that much of a difference. Alright, we're falling now. Oh god. Just bring this over just a little bit more. I think we'll be alright. I don't want to build up too much speed because then bleeding it back off again is going to be a bit of a problem. Now I want to land preferably on the center docking port here, which, I mean, it looks like we're getting pretty close, so... oh, okay, we need to speed up. Alright, there we go. Wow. Alright, I think I just bled off all of the speed that we got going sideways, so that wasn't a smart idea. Oh my god. This is looking awesome the way it is, though. I do admit, this is looking friggin' awesome. Oh, I'm gonna need a breather after this, too. My god. Alright, come on. Start getting rid of that speed. Alright, are we... alright, no, 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 no. Alright, it looks like we're pretty well lined up with this one. Just bring this to the center now. Now we need to go sideways a little bit to bring this more towards the center. We're not wasting that much fuel, so I'm not that upset about it in any kind of way. Whoa. Alright, bring this towards the center. Wow, we're just like hovering above this thing. Wow. It's either going up or going down. That's the major annoyance right now. As far as the docking port is concerned. I'm just gonna get to the closest one that it will allow me to get to. Alright. Right. Come on, go right. We need to go over and right. Over and right. Come on. I think we're actually kind of lodged on the docking port right now, so that's kind of the main reason why. Alright. That way, that way, that way. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Kill the engines. RCS, SAS off. Come on. Just gotta nudge it around a little bit. Come on. Can we get a dock? Can we get a dock? Yes. That is amazing. Oh my god. Alright, so let's get some fuel transferred out. Wow, that is so freaking awesome. We just successfully docked a tank on the surface. I did not even know that this would even be possible, so amazing stuff. Amazing, absolutely amazing. That's all I gotta say. So now we have roughly one orange tank full. This one has a little bit in it. This one had a little bit in it as well. I don't plan on pulling all the fuel out of this tank. One thing I'm going to test out, and this is going to be off camera, is if I can just refill these small tanks, and if that will be enough to get us off the surface and into a suitable orbit, like at least preferably at like 40 kilometers, 40-50 kilometer orbit. That'll be fine. So, oh my god, this is freaking awesome. So I think, I mean, I don't want to say this because I'm sure other people have done it, but I don't know if this is the first time I've ever actually seen something like this done before. So, I mean, I've never seen anything on, like, forums or anything like on the Kerbal Space Program forums. I've never seen anything like this done before, so yeah, this is just absolutely awesome. So here's our sky crane over here. I should mention to those of you who are first time tuning in and all that other good stuff, this is our little sky crane. It helps move and put all these pieces together. Now, I got another thing I'm going to be adding eventually. I need to add some RCS tanks. Right over here, this empty spot, excuse me, is going to be for the solar array. So that will be added very shortly. We need to get some power going on this base. As you can see, it has 19,000, and we're basically, this thing right here, this huge fuel tank, is actually refueling the, or I should say, refilling the electrical charge in this, because there is no other way of powering this base. I did not put thermic generators or any of that other stuff on it. So anyways, guys, absolutely awesome. I can't believe this actually worked, and yeah, so if you like what you see here, subscribe. There's always more to come. To all you new people, welcome, and yeah, I will see you next time.